At this stage of the season, Reg, every game is so important.
It sure is. Big game tonight for both clubs.
That's right.
The winner will play Saturday.
Wells will be centering Whittier and Darren Abbott. McQuaig centering DeRushy and Page. And we're just about set to start as Arnie O'Reilly gets ready to drop the puck. And the puck is dropped off the draw. It comes to DeRushy. Drops it to Tommy Dion. Dion, headman to DeRushy. He crosses the blue line. Canton zone. DeRushy zeroing in. Hits the goalpost. And no goal. Hit the goalpost and came out. DeRushy thought it scored, but no goal.
At first, I think Arnie O'Reilly waved at a goal, but then it didn't. It hit the inside. In fact, I think it hit the inside of the post, but it came back out.
So Massena, right down on the initial rush, came very close to scoring. Mark DeRushy with a shot that beat goaltender Stu Mitchell, but not the goalpost, off the faceoff. Duskus and DeRushy jam at it in the corner. They fight for the puck. Duskus trying to tie it up. He does, and will face it off again. Right side of goaltender Stu Mitchell in the Canton zone. We've only played a few seconds here, but Massena with a faceoff in the Canton zone, and already a good scoring opportunity. I guess that's not counted as a shot on net, is it?
No, I don't believe it is.
Okay, here's DeRushy again, the backhander knocked down in front. McQuaig trying to come up with it, and the Golden Bears clear it. Pete Whittier taken out of the play, and Page feeds it into the corner again. After it is DeRushy trying to come up with it. Wells takes it from him. Wells feeds it ahead. It goes to Darren Abbott. Abbott starts out of his own zone. DeRushy behind him. Abbott still has it. Takes it across his shot, and that, I think, was a little bit wide, but it's steered into the corner by Massena goaltender Greg Jeffrey. Now the puck along the boards as the Raiders attempt to clear the zone. Bobby Page has it. Off the boards out to center right. McGurk with it. He feeds it. Frigo intercepts. Through his legs to McQuaig. He starts back. He tries to feed DeRushy. It's intercepted. Comes back out to center ice. Billy McQuaig has it. Feeds Lee Frigo. Frigo at his own blue line. Over to Tommy Dion. Dion dumps it off the boards. McGurk picks it up in his own end. Massena making a line change here. And it is Timmy Dowd with it. Feeding Dion. Dion dumps it. It's going to go right on. And the save is made by Mitchell. And he had Tim Dowd bearing down on him. And he decides to hold on to it for the faceoff in the Canton zone. The Golden Bears will send out their second line as well. Greg Carvel centering John Collins and Leaf Hunt. Buffy Richards and Carvel will draw. Faceoff right side. Canton zone off the faceoff. The puck bouncing around in the faceoff circle. Now it's picked up by the Golden Bears. Here comes Collins. Collins carries across the red line, across the blue line. Massena zone. Poke checked at the blue line. Back out to center ice. Northrup. Northrup with the puck now. Trying to feed it ahead. They jam for it. Carvel has it. Loses to McLean. McLean over. They move it along the boards. Comes to Dowd. Poke checked away from him. Following it up is Robbie Chilton. He takes it across. Gets a shot. It's wide. Now the puck goes all the way back to the point. Pete McLean winds the shot and hits the goalpost again. That's two. And the puck comes out to center ice. Buffy Richards with it. Has it poke checked away. Following it up, here's Collins across the blue line. Takes it in the Massena end. Stops in the corner. Tries to center. Goes back to the point. Here's a shot. And the save made. The rebound. Another save. The rebound right in front. They jam at it. And it's poked out into the corner. A couple of big opportunities now for the Golden Bears. So both teams have had their chances early. Here comes Buffy Richards off the board. Timmy Dowd. Dowd. Poke checked away. Richards follows. Takes it out to center ice. Here comes Buffy. He's going to shoot from the red line, and it's gloved by Stu Mitchell off the net. Mitchell leaves it for Elliot Rohde. Rohde has his pass intercepted. Puck comes to the blue line. Frigo's shot is deflected high. Hits the glass behind the net. Hurlbut skating in after it. There's the Romeo line out there. Hurlbut upended. The puck comes to Matt Hart in the corner. Hart taken out of the play. They try to tie it up. They fight for it. The puck squirts free, and it's picked up by T.J. Frank, who fires it around behind the net. Rohde trying to feed it ahead for Pete Merrill. As the Bill Bascom line out there. Merrill with the puck. Off the boards, back to the blue line. It slides past Frigo out to center ice. Dave Romeo picks it up. Romeo's pass to Hurlbut. Hurlbut drops it for Romeo. Romeo takes it across. Offsides. As Hart a step ahead of the play.
Well, early in the game, we had two posts. In fact, it was the same post. DeRushy went down the left side, hit the right post, and McLean took a slide shot from the right point and hit that same post.
Chris Wells line back out there, and the McQuaig line steps on the ice for Massena. 11:59 left to play. First period, still no score in the hockey game. Canton Massena in the playoffs, off the draw. The puck comes back to the Massena blue line. Pete McLean with it. He circles, starts to move it ahead. The head man goes to McQuaig. McQuaig controls across the blue line, steps by a check. McQuaig in short shot. The score, the save is made, rather, as McQuaig, well, he didn't look too sick on that one, Reg.
No, it was a good rush. He picked up the puck at center ice, went down the blue line, went wide and beat the Canton defenseman, went around the Canton defenseman when he went, took a shot, but Stu Mitchell just hung in there and made the save.
So the faceoff will be to Mitchell's left in the Canton zone. Wells against McQuaig. Off the draw. McQuaig trying to feed to Bobby Page. McGurk picks it up, feeds it out to the blue line, kept in by Chilton. Now dumped in the corner by DeRushy. Stop behind the net. Mike McGurk with it. Have a little trouble in front. He clears it back to the blue line. Kept in nicely by Chilton, but it's poke checked back out to center ice by the Golden Bears. Peter McLean after it. In his own end. Steps by a check. Starts back the other way. McLean passes to himself off the boards. Now to McQuaig. McQuaig crosses the blue line. He's met at the blue line. Poke checked away. Wells picks it up. Here comes Wells. Into the Massena zone. He's taken out of the play. The puck goes in the corner. Nice defensive play by Peter McLean that time as he stayed with a man. And back comes McQuaig. He breaks out. Takes it across the blue line in the low offsides.
Yeah, Bobby Page a full stride offside as McQuaig went on the left side. Bobby Page on the right side. Page a stride offside. Whistle blows. Both teams will change line. Face off just outside Canton blue line. No score early in the first period.
And we're going to see the Buffy Richards line out there against the Greg Carvel line. So pretty much matching lines. Here's Frigo off the faceoff. Dumps it. Stopped by Mitchell in behind the net. After it, Northrup. Northrup has it. Poke checked away from him. They fight for it. Now Richards comes in to help out. Comes away with a puck. It's taken away by Carvel. Carvel feeds it for Leaf Hunt. Hunt the head man. And Dion comes back to break up the play. Frigo follows. Feeds it back to center ice. Now the puck comes back to Furman at the blue line. He gets it back out again. Frigo on the backhand. He dumps it deep in the Canton zone. Stopped behind the net by Mitchell. Leaves for Rohde. Rohde feeds it around the board. Stopped. Here's Frigo's shot. Deflected just wide. Well, that may have been on even, but the puck cleared around the boards on the save. And it's controlled by the Golden Bears as they try to move it out. Coming back for it is Leaf Hunt. Hunt with the puck now for Canton. Feeds it ahead. Nice pass to Carvel. Poke checked away by Dion. Northrup. He's going to dump it in the corner again. Comes behind the net. Furman after it once more. Has it poke checked away by Dowd. Carvel picks it up though. Here's Carvel. Starts moving down the right wing side. He's going to feed it. Frigo intercepts. Frigo ahead to Northrup off his stick as Massena will make a line change. The puck goes back into the Canton zone. Elliot Rohde with it. Rohde feeds it for Hunt. Hunt down the left wing side. Out to center ice. Long head man pass goes by everybody. And that comes in right on net. And it's into the corner by Greg Jeffrey. Now the puck controlled behind the net by Frigo. Now Chilton. Chilton loses it. It comes outside of the net. But right there is Jeffrey to big stick it into the corner. Now Tommy Dion with it. Dion stops behind his own net. Now he starts to move it out. Long headman pass. Feeds. Well, it was meant for Dave Romeo. Went by him. And it went right on net. And it's stopped by Mitchell. Leaves in the corner. And the Golden Bears try to break it out to center ice. Peter McLean steals. McLean over to Rob Chilton. Chilton ahead to Romeo. Romeo across the blue line. Steps by a check. Romeo's got it kind of short. Shoots it right on. Not a hard shot, but the save made by Mitchell. Now the puck comes to Romeo again. He and hurl, but Romeo hits the side of the net. And Mitchell's going to cover up there. With 9:02 left to go in the first period. Still no score in the hockey game. Face-off will be in the Canton zone. Left side of goaltender Stu Mitchell. It will be Bill Bascom out there against Dave Romeo. 0-0 here in the first period off the face. The puck comes, hard shot, save the rebound. Oh, and it's covered up.
I'll tell you, Stu Mitchell made the save, but he sort of juggled that one. It dropped down on the ice, and then he quickly pounced on the puck that came right off the face-off. Hart went in quickly, took the shot, and the save.
Here's the draw. It comes to McGurk in behind the net now. McGurk starts out right side of his goaltender, pokes it ahead. It's intercepted by Chilton. The backhander hits the post. But I think that was on the outside of the post, Reg. Now the puck in the corner again. They jam at it. Comes free behind the net. Over there is Duskus. Duskus, headman pass, goes back to Peter McLean at the blue line. McLean trying to come up with it. And finally it comes back into the corner. And Duskus again for the Golden Bears. Here's Duskus stopping off the boards. Kept in by Peter McLean. A quick wrist shot and the save made. Romeo picks up the rebound behind the net. Trying to center it. Hits the side of the net. Mitchell ties it up. And we'll face it off again. This third line doing a pretty good job keeping that puck in the Canton zone.
They did a good job. Again, a good aggressive forechecking works pretty well. It kept Canton bottled up in their own end. Now Stanmore sends out his first line, McQuaig line.
McQuaig out there with DeRushy and Bob Page playing the left wing because Wiley's not on tonight. Off the faceoff. Controlled by the Golden Bears. They take it down the ice. It's Peter Whittier. Whittier has it poke checked away. Tom Dion picks it up. Dion behind the net. Taken away from him, but a nice play by McQuaig. We're going to have an elbowing, though, apparently. Who's it going to go against? DeRushy, I think. And that was away from the play. As DeRushy gets an elbow call, and Canton will go on the power play here with 8:08 left to go in the first period. That's the first penalty of the game. So the Red Raiders have to try and kill this one off here. I imagine we'll see, let's see here. Northrup and Richards out there along with Dion and Page. So Bobby's going to drop back to play the blue line.
Double duty here.
Yep. Wells is out there along with Carville. And let's see here. The other forward's going to be John Collins. Back at the points, and it's out to center ice. Here comes a chance for Northrup. Northrup is hauled down by Duskus. That'll be a penalty.
Is that an open field tackle, right?
That's what you would call a necessary penalty, though. So that'll even things up, and a good break for Massena there, as Northrup almost had the breakaway. He was hauled down, and the penalty called, a hook on Bill Duskus, and that was what you call a necessary penalty. 7:59 left. Now we'll be skating 4-on-4 plus the goaltenders for the next 121. Then Massena will have a very short power play. Carville will stay out there, take face-off against Buffy Richards. Off the draw, the puck poked out to center ice. Tommy Dion with it at his own blue line. Circling, being forechecked by Carville. He's going to feed it over to Page. Page dumps it ahead for Buffy Richards. Richards to Northrup to Dion. Dion breaks in on the right side. Trying to move through. Good play by Rhodey. Broke it up. Dion fighting for it in the corner. And the puck slid back to the blue line. Picked up by Richards. Here's Buffy. Has his pass intercepted. And back comes Greg Carville. Carville trying to feed it over on the other side for Andy Furman. Oh, he is railed by Bobby Page. Page picks up the puck. Has it taken away by Carville. Carville feeding it over to John Collins. Collins just lofts it into the Massena end. And coming back for it, Tommy Dion. 38 seconds in the Massena penalty, a little bit more than that in the Canton penalty. Here comes Page. Page rushing down the left wing. He's met at the blue line. The puck gets through. He finally follows it, tries to drop it back to Richards, who's at the point now. Buffy has the puck. He passes. Northrup. Northrup trying to go by a check. Northrup tied up by Furman. He has to go in the corner. Goes back to the point. Page can't keep it in. Page feeds it over to Dion. Dion steps by a check, starts back. Here comes Tommy Dion across the blue line, trying to split the defense. Rhodey makes another good play on him, trying to get it out of the zone. He can't. Dion picks it up again, breaking in on the right side. Winds a shot. Nice save by Mitchell, labeled for the corner. Now the puck in the corner. Northrup after it. DeRushy's back on the ice. Massena, well, their power play is up right now as well, so we're back to full and equal strength. Here's Buffy Richards trying to center. DeRushy, the backhander. The save made by Mitchell, and he covers up. So with 6:23 left to play in period number 1, as of yet, no score in this hockey game.
I'll tell you, that shot from Dion was labeled for that left-hand corner. Stu Mitchell just stuck that right pad out and just barely made that save.
Good goaltender.
Yep.
Face off to his left. And we're going to see, let's see here, the Bascom line out there against the Romeo line. So pretty much going line for line here tonight, at least so far. Off the draw, the puck right in front. Oh, Hurlbut fired it high and wide. An opportunity there. The puck cleared down the ice. No, it's not down the ice. Hit the official. Now bouncing around, coming back the other way. Here comes Massena. That's Hart. Upended. Hart trying to come up with it. Now Chilton winds. Oh, he faked the shot. And now he shoots it right on, and Mitchell makes the save. He faked me out that time. McLean keeps it in. It goes into the corner. Picked up by Duskus. Duskus for Canton. Starts out right side of his goaltender. Romeo trying to forecheck him. The pass intercepted by Hurlbut. Hurlbut, oh, he is upended. The puck comes to Romeo. Romeo loses at the blue line. Bascom. Bascom tries to feed it ahead, and it's dumped into the Massena zone, but not far enough for icing. After it is Robbie Chilton. Chilton starts out right side of Jeffrey. Long headman pass. Here's Hart. Hart trying to feed Romeo. Goes by him deep in the Canton zone. Stopped by the goaltender. Leaves it for Duskus. Over to McGurk. McGurk starts out right side. McGurk gets by a check. Takes it to center ice. Here comes McGurk. He's going to rush it across the blue line. Poke checked away at the blue line by Robbie Chilton. And we have an injured player on the ice. Let's see. Who is that? That's going to be Hart, but he gets up. He's okay.
Well, he was really hit by his own man as Chilton checked the Canton man into the boards. They hit Hart, but he's all right. The face-off back in the Massena zone. No score with 5:19 to go. First period.
Carville's line now out against the McQuaig line, so that's the first time we haven't seen matching lines. Off the draw, it comes to DeRushy. DeRushy loses. Carville upended, and the puck comes free to Frigo. Frigo behind the net. Frigo starts to move it out, trying to feed it ahead. Intercepted by Rhodey. It goes off his skate, back to the Canton blue line, where they all go after it. And Furman has it. Poke checked away by McQuaig. Now it goes in the corner, Canton zone. McQuaig throws a check, takes the puck. Here's McQuaig in behind the net, looking for somebody to pass to. Goes back to Frigo at the point, and we have a whistle.
Man in the crease.
That was Bobby Page.
Yeah, was in the crease that time. As Massena had control of the puck. Page in the crease. Arnie O'Reilly, referee Arnie O'Reilly, blows the whistle. Face off outside the Canton blue line.
So McQuaig will face it off against Carville again. 4:49 left, first period, no score. Massena and Canton. NAC Division I semifinal. Off the face-off, Carville controls it, moves it ahead. Trying to feed it through, it goes to Hunt, who dumps it deep in the Massena corner. Now the puck comes right in front. Dion picks it up, clears it back to the blue line. Furman keeps it in, tries to shovel it. DeRushy knocks it down, backhands it out to center ice, back in again. Here's DeRushy. I guess it didn't come all the way out. Feeding ahead to Page, to McQuaig, back to Page. He's going to break in all by himself, shoots, the save, the rebound. DeRushy trying to come up with it. It's still sitting in front. Dion feeds it through. It goes to Page in the corner. He's taken out of the play. DeRushy steps in, picks up the puck, feeds McQuaig in front, back to DeRushy. It's poked away and coming back the other way. And it's into the Massena zone. What happened? The crowd's calling for a penalty, but DeRushy got tied up in Furman's equipment is what happened. And I think that's why there was no penalty called. And now Furman, I think, is going to get a call. Because he kind of retaliated.
A little retaliation there, and of course that's what they get is the retaliation many times. So
elbowing the call on Furman.
Goes off for Canton, and Massena will go on for their first power play of the night.
4:03 left to play here, first period. Of course, the Canton fans didn't like that call a bit.
Not a bit.
So Duskus over talking to Arnie O'Reilly, but of course it's not going to change the call. So the faceoff will come just outside the Massena zone on the power play. Let's see here. Buffy Richard. Oh, it's going to be the Richards line. Northrup has the puck now. Breaking down the right side. Here comes Northrup into the zone. Centering pass right in front, right on. The save made. That went off the defenseman. The save is made by Mitchell, and Temper's flaring a little bit in front of the net. So Mitchell held on.
It's a nice pass as Northrup were down that right side, threw it over in front, and as he did, I think it did go off the Canton defenseman,
right on.
It was right on, and Stu Mitchell had to make the save.
Richards will draw again off the faceoff. Puck comes to Duskus behind the net. He tries to whip it around the boards. Northrup with it, moves it through and behind for Richards. Richards behind the Canton net. He stops. Richards over to Northrup on the other side. Back to Richards in the middle. Back to Northrup. Poke check back to the blue line. Kept in by Dion. Dion feeding it through for Northrup. He loses it. Dion keeps it in at the point. Now it's out to center ice. Here comes Wells. Going in on McLean. Wells trying to get by. McLean stays with him. The save is made, but a real sharp angle shot. And back comes Tommy Dion. Headman to Buffy Richards. Richards takes it across the blue line. Poke checked away, and Wells dumps it down the ice again. Stopped there by Greg Jeffrey. Leaves for Tom Dion. Dion headman Northrup. McGurk takes him out of the play. Northrup gets back up again. Tries to follow it up. Tommy Dion does. Here's Dion. Over to McLean. McLean to Northrup. Northrup steps by a check. Takes it across. Leaves it for Richards. Too far. McGurk looking to find the hole. He dumps it to center ice. And Massena Not really moving things around much on this power play. Of course, not their regular power play out there. Now here's Dion. Feeding it ahead. Bounces by everybody. DeRushy Hart trying to come after it. It's cleared back to the blue line. Bounces over everybody's stick, and it's lofted in the air and out to center ice. Here comes Romeo. Romeo crosses, winds a shot, glove save by Stu Mitchell.
No, I think Canton is playing a much better game tonight than I think the last couple of times we saw him, especially up in Canton. They're playing a much more aggressive type game than they have played with the other two games where Massena won.
Romeo will face it off now against Bascom, I think. Off the face-off, Hart's quick shot, and that's off the net, but it's gloved. Oh, that's Carville's line out there. And Mitchell holds on. We'll face it off again. Down to 2:20 left in the first period. Still no score in the hockey game. Massena-Canton NAC semifinal. Romeo against Carville off the face-off. The puck comes to Romeo, feeding it in behind the net. Matt Hart. Hart and Furman jam. The puck still free in the corner. Now they tie it up, and we'll have another face-off. This time to the right side of Mitchell.
Only 2:10 to go and no score in the first period.
I see we have the return of Bill McQuaig to the score clock. That's Bill Sr. We may have to remind him to turn on the clock once in a while. Off the face-off. Here's Hart trying to take a shot. It's poke-checked away. Now Hurlbut. And he was attempting to backhand it into the corner, but it went into the crowd. And we'll face it off this time outside the zone. No score, 0-0, 2:02 left to play. First period. Massena-Canton. Romeo and Carville will draw again. Now Arnie O'Reilly doesn't like the way Hart is setting up for the face-off, so he goes over and talks to him. Now they drop the puck, and Romeo somehow comes through, but it's poke-checked away. Back comes Carville with 3-on-2. Now Hurlbut gets back. Here's Carville trying to drop it. Romeo throws a check. The puck comes free, and it's picked up by Hart, who brings it out to center ice. Following the play, here's Pete McLean. McLean takes it across the blue line, fakes the shot, tries to get it off, and it goes against Carville's leg into the corner. Romeo trying to pick it up, poke checked away by Carville. Carville feeding it down the sideline. Here's an opportunity for Lee Punt, but McLean catches up. Carville follows the shot. Oh, just wide. And I think maybe Jeffrey got a piece of that. Here's Romeo now. At his own blue line, drops it for Chilton. Chilton feeding Hurlbut. Hurlbut can't control it, not a real good pass, and back comes Canton. Now right back, here comes Johnny Collins, winds the shot knocked down. The puck comes back to the blue line. Here's another shot, McGurk, and that's deflected, goes wide of the net. 1:08 left to play, first period. Romeo trying to headman it. His pass is knocked down and controlled there by Whittier. Whittier trying to feed. Here comes Romeo. He's going to take the shot from center ice right on, and the save made by Mitchell. He leaves it for Duskus. Duskus clearing around the boards as Massena makes a line change. Dion steps in, trying to steal the puck. It comes to McQuaig at the blue line. McQuaig trying to feed it in the corner to Page. Page digging after it. Taken away from him. He gets it back again. Here's Page. Poke checked away. McQuaig, no, that's DeRushy. DeRushy is taken out of the play, literally, and the puck comes out to center ice. Now a hard check thrown by McQuaig, and Page picks up the puck off Darren Abbott. Headman, Dion. Dion feeds McQuaig. McQuaig across the blue line, taken away, kept in nicely by Page. Here's Page to DeRushy right front, steps by a check. He is hauled down. McQuaig gets a shot on, but it goes wide. And I think
a
that's
hooking penalty to Canton as
I think McQuaig might pick one up too.
Possibly. The Canton got the first penalty as
McGurk will get the
was
penalty.
hauled down. McGurk going off, and I'm not sure if anybody else or not.
Oh, wait a minute. Who is that? Hooking is the call. I guess nothing came of that other little skirmish. That was Wells.
Oh.
Well, I think that that's all it's going to be, Reg. So 13 seconds left in the period. Massena will go on the power play. Still no score in the hockey game. DeRushy, McQuaig, and Buffy Richards out there now. Dion and McLean. Off the faceoff. Carville wins the draw. Drops it back to Furman. He tries to get it out. McLean keeps it in. Feeding it through. Here's Buffy Richards, the quick shot to save by Mitchell. 5 seconds left. The puck comes free. Picked up by Furman. Back to the point. Peter McLean winds the shot. And the buzzer had sounded. So period ends with no score in the hockey game. Here, that's going to be Darren Abbott. And we'll pick up the other forward in just a moment. That's Billy Bascom. Off the faceoff. Pete McLean with it. McLean drops it for Dion. Dion dumps it in the corner. Canton zone. Stop behind the net. McGurk picks it up. He tries to clear it. Kept in by Buffy Richards in the corner. Feeding it. Well, that was meant for DeRushy, but Bascom comes up with it and dumps it down the ice. Stopped by Greg Jeffrey. Leaves for Pete McLean. McLean with a puck now. 50 seconds left in the Massena power play as we're just underway in the second period. Feeding Tom Dion. Dion dumps it in the corner. Puck bounces, hits the side of the net, and they jam at it. It's tied up, and the faceoff will come in the Canton zone as Mitchell went out to play. It went right through his legs and got tied up in the net.
That could have been disastrous there for another foot or so out in front of the net, and it would have ended up right in front of the net, and Stu Mitchell would have been behind the net.
Off the draw, it comes to McLean. McLean trying to get the shot off. Now he passes it to Buffy Richards. Richards in behind the net for Bill McQuaig. Back to Richards. Richards to McQuaig. McQuaig takes it out about halfway. Starting to move it through. Now he circles in the middle. Goes behind the net. Richards right in front. They jam at it. And I think it's in the net.
I don't know.
Well, wait a minute.
George Dobbins right there. The light did not go on. No, that was pretty close. As the shot was taken from almost behind the goal line, and it bounced underneath Stu Mitchell. He went down on his pad. I'll tell you, that was close, whether it was over the line or not.
Very close.
Referee says no.
22 seconds left in the power play. Off the faceoff, the puck down the ice. And it goes right on Jeffrey, although he's out of the net. He leaves it for Dion. Dion starts out. Headman pass meant for McQuaig. It's deflected. DeRushy picks it up. Ahead to Richards. Back to McQuaig. McQuaig can't control it. It's dumped down the ice again. That'll about take care of the power play right there. And Peter McLean picks it up. Penalty is up to Wells. He's back out on the ice. He's going to stay out there. Here's McLean circling. Goes over to Dion. Puck takes a funny bounce. Comes back to the blue line. Dumped in behind the net again by Canton. Now McLean. Headman to Buffy Richards. Richards tries to drop it. Intercepted by Duskus. He tries to bang it ahead. Richards comes up with it. Poke checked away. And it's dumped back in the Massena zone by Lee Punt. In behind the Massena net. Stopped by Greg Jeffrey. Picked up by Tom Dion. Dion off the boards for Buffy Richards. Richards trying to feed it ahead for McQuaig. Poke checked away. And right back into the Massena zone. It comes in behind the net. Greg Carville after it. Dion gets there first. Carville went a little bit wide on that one. And Dion fires it around the board. Slides out to center ice. Right there is Furman. Poke checked away from him. Richards throws a check. And I think Furman's going to be called for controlling with a hand or a hand pass. And the faceoff will come in the Canton side of center ice.
And there's no score with 12:54 to go in the second period.
Haven't seen much of anything here in the second period. Dave Romeo's line out there against the Greg Carville line. Off the faceoff. The puck comes back to the Canton blue line. Romeo after it, but it's poked out to center ice. Page right back in again, but offsides will be called. Apparently Romeo ahead of the play. 12:48 left to go, middle period. Still no score in the hockey game. Romeo will face against Carville. Carville out there with Collins and Hunt. Romeo with Dowd and Northrup. So Romeo centering because Richards was on the power play. Here's Dowd, his shot, and it's gloved. I think it was high, but gloved by Stu Mitchell. So we'll face it off in the Canton zone. Now we're going to have a change as Frigo and Dion come out to play the points, replacing Chilton and Page. 12:39 left. Now Buffy Richards apparently had enough rest. He's back out there to center. Face off against Carville. Off the draw, the puck bouncing around. Richards follows it into the corner. Now feeds it back to Northrup. He overskates. The puck bouncing around. Northrup gets it back again. Over to Richards. Richards trying to step by a check. He slides it right on, deflected just wide, and I think Mitchell got a piece of it. It comes free to Northrup in front. He tries to feed it across. Hunt picks it up, centers it to center ice. Here's Frigo. Over to Dion. Dion, headman, goes by everybody. Dowd's going to catch up with it. Here's Dowd in the corner. Stops. Looking to move it around. Here's Dowd. He's still got it. Short side. Can't get the shot off. It goes behind the net. Picked up by Elliott Rohde for Canton. Rohde dumps it over on the other side for Furman. Furman starts out again. Headman's at Frigo. Intercepts at the red line. He tries to take it across. Poke checked away. Here comes Carvel. He's going to have a breakaway. Richards trying to get him in there. And Richards lifted his stick enough and he fired it wide. Now back the other way. Frigo. Long headman pass meant for Northrop. Rohde gets there first and takes it in behind the net. And it's out to center ice again. Frigo. Frigo waiting for his wings. Tries to backhand it in the zone. Goes off Carvel's skate. Carvel starts back the other way. Headman pass into the Massena zone. Intercepted by Dion. Back out to center ice. DeRushy trying to come up with it. He pokes it away from the defenseman Rohde. It comes over on the other side back to center ice. Tommy Dion again with it. Kind of playing between the blue lines here in the second period, Reg. Here comes Dion now. Steps across. Takes it in. Dion trying to slide it through, and he is upended. And the puck comes into the corner. Bill McQuaig after it. McQuaig throws a check. The puck comes free. McQuaig trying to kick it through. They jam at it, and it's out to center ice. Controlled there by Whittier. Whittier trying to go across the blue line. It's back to center. Here comes McQuaig. Breaking down the left wing side. He winds. The shot goes wide. Whistles in the corner. McGurk. McLean pinches in. Tries to take it. It's taken away by Darren Abbott. Now the quick shot and a save by Mitchell. Puck comes free. Page going after it. In behind the net, it's Whittier. Feeding it over to McGurk on the left side. McGurk starts to move it out. Passes it ahead. Down the ice it goes. Whittier couldn't come up with it. We have a whistle. We're going to have an elbowing call. And Bill McQuaig is going to get an elbow. That happened behind the play. So Canton will go on the power play with 10:34 left to go in the second period. No score in the hockey game. Scoreless tie here at the Massena Arena. Richards and Northrop out there along with Robbie Chilton and Pete McLean. And Wells will be on the power play. Wells, I think Wells out there with Collins and Carvel at the points. There's Furman dumping it right on off the boards. And the save made by Greg Jeffrey. Now the puck comes free. Jeffrey trying to steal it in the corner. Wells goes after it. He is upended. The puck comes to Northrop. Northrop looks to tie it up. He does. And we'll have a face-off.
This is the first real power play that Canton has had. That first power play only lasted 8 seconds. DeRushy had gone off, but then Duskus went right off a few seconds later. The first real power play for Canton.
Wells will take the face-off. Duskus is the other defenseman, incidentally. Wells out there with Collins and Carvel. Carvel has it in the corner. Trying to slide it through the middle. Poke checked away by Pete McLean. Carvel picks it up again. Carvel drops it back to Duskus at the point. Back to Carvel, about halfway in behind the net. Here's Wells. Wells all the way back to Furman at the point. Furman gets a shot off. Goes wide. Hits the back of the net. Collins for Canton. Being bothered by McLean. Feeds it behind the net again. Here it comes right in front. It's deflected. Goes into the corner. Robbie Chilton comes up with it. Moves to tie it up. And the puck poked free. They jam at it. It's controlled by the Golden Bears. Back to the point. Furman trying to get it through. Richards makes a good play and sends it down the ice. Real nice play by Buffy Richards. 26 seconds in the power play. Puck fed all the way around the boards. Comes to Collins. Collins trying to feed. Here comes Wells. He winds the shot way wide. Whistles around the boards to Rushy. Just lofts it out to center ice. After it there, Northrop. He can't come up with it. Now he does. We have a whistle. We're going to have a slashing call.
On Northrop, I believe. Yep.
Huh. So Northrop gets the gate for slashing, so Canton will have 10 seconds of two-man advantage, and then they'll still be on the power play. Still no score in the hockey game, 0-0. Let's see who we're going to have out there. Page, Dion, and DeRushy, I guess, from Massena. So Massena has 10 seconds of double penalty to kill off. Two-man disadvantage. And then Bill McQuaig will be back out on the ice. Off the draw, DeRushy wins the faceoff and fires it deep in the Canton zone and leaves it there. Rohde feeding it around for Duskus. And we're down to 2-1. McQuaig's back. He's on the ice. Now Duskus trying to dump it ahead. It's across the blue line offsides. Wells ahead of the play that time. 1:15 left in the penalty to Northrop. 8:59 left in the second period. Wells will be out there with Collins and Carvel, I guess. Duskus. And the other point will be Rohde this time. Now David Romeo and Buffy Richards come out to try to kill it off. Page will be back there along with Peter McLean, I think. Off the draw, the puck comes to Duskus. Over to Rhodey. Rhodey fires it. Here's Chris Wells breaking. He winds the shot. Fired it. Well, I think a save was made. Thought it was just wide, but no, the save was made by Greg Jeffrey. Now the puck back to the point. Jumped over Duskus' stick out to center ice. Here's Duskus with it at his own blue line, trying to move it. Romeo trying to throw a check. The puck comes free. Still at the blue line. Now it goes across. It's Collins. Collins trying to step by Page. He shoots, fired it high and wide as he had beaten Bobby Page, but he was in kind of deep. And here's another shot by Bascom from the point. Whistles around the boards. Duskus keeps it in, or tries to. Romeo jams and ties it up with 37 seconds left in the power play.
Pretty good power play by Canton as they're putting quite a bit of pressure on Massena here on this power play. Of course, there's no score in the game. We got 8:21 to go in the second period. Massena has 37 seconds to kill on the penalty to Northrop.
Now DeRushy comes out, along with Richards, McLean, and Dion. Wells stays out there with Carvel and Collins. And it's going to be Bascom, and the puck kept in by Collins. Into the corner, Carvel and McLean go after it. The puck slides free. Here's Wells in the face-off circle. He circles back into the corner. Wells trying to center it. Oh, nice stick check made by Peter McLean. Poked away from him by Wells. Here's Carvel. Carvel in behind the net. Trying to move it around. 19 seconds right across. And a good chance by Wells. He fired it just wide. He's got it again. Poke check back to the blue line. Bascom keeps it, and now he doesn't. Richards stick checks it out to center ice. Oh, he just got railed by Bascom. And Bascom's going to get a penalty.
He's going to get it, let's see. I'm not sure what to get it for, a high stick or...
Well, he got Buffy Richards that time.
Elbow.
Elbowing and roughing. They're going to give Buffy Richards a roughing call.
I'm not sure of that one. I was looking right at it. The roughing I didn't see, but...
Bascom gets the double minor.
It'll be a double call.
And Buffy Richards gets a single minor. 4 seconds left in Northrop's penalty. And the faceoff will move back in the Canton zone. 7:48, we're almost halfway through the hockey game, and so far no score. DeRushy will take the draw against Wells. We're still waiting while Arnie O'Reilly gets things straightened out here. Pretty straightforward, actually.
Oh, Canton, okay. They had it up 3 minutes for Canton. Now they've changed it back to 1:30. And
I don't know what exactly they did.
They don't have Richards' penalty up there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Northrop will be out in just a moment anyway, and Massena apparently. Now maybe Richards got, I don't know, misconduct. And I got to talk to somebody in the rules committee. I hate that rule, not putting him up on the clock.
Well, the other thing, maybe they did call a double. All right, I think they probably did call a double minor on Bascom. What they're doing.
Massena will go on the power play because the Canton penalty will actually last for 3 minutes, even though it's only on the board for a minute and a half. They didn't put the second one up there, and they didn't put Richards up there. So we're even for the next 4 seconds. Or I should say Canton will remain on the power play. Oh, I take that back. It's 4-on-4. I don't know. Oh, that's right. They're even now.
They both got 2 men in the box.
There we go. There we go.
Northrop's back on.
Here's Chilton's shot.
Massena's on the power play.
Massena's on the power play. Northrop with it, drops it back to Pete McLean at the point. In the corner, Northrop goes through his legs. Back to him again, off a Canton defender. Now to DeRushy behind the net. DeRushy trying to center it. It's cleared back to the blue line, out to center ice. And it's picked up there by Pete McLean. McLean headman pass, feeds DeRushy. DeRushy breaking in. Mitchell out of the net to poke it back to the blue line. Kept in at the point by Chilton. He takes a whack at it. Goes into the corner. Northrop after it there. Northrop just trying to tie it up, and he succeeds, and we'll have a face-off in the Canton zone. 49 seconds left in the first penalty, in the single penalty. And 7:07 left in the period. No score in the hockey game.
Okay, and Massena is on the power play.
Off the draw. Puck comes back to Pete McLean at the point. Here's McLean with it. Drops it in. Bill McQuaig in the slot. Gets a shot off. Fired it wide. Puck comes all the way back to Tommy Dion. Dion off the boards. Picked up there by Northrup. Shot. Hits the side of the net. Northrup again with it behind the net. Man in the crease. Bill McQuaig was the man in the crease.
He's right on the edge of the net, and he had 1 foot in the crease. And referee O'Reilly says you can't do that, so the face-off will be outside the Canton blue line. 31 seconds left in the Canton penalty. Of course, Massena's on the power play. There's no score, and there's 6:49 left in the second period. Massena needs a goal rather badly.
Sure do. 0-0 here. McQuaig still out there with DeRushy and Northrup. And Dion and McLean at the points. Carville's going to take the face-off for Canton. Duskus and McGurk are out there. Off the draw, McGurk trying to clear the zone. DeRushy can't keep it in. It's out to center ice. McQuaig takes it right back across. Right in front. He's getting right in front to Northrup. Northrup trying to center it. Goes all the way back to the point. Here's a shot by McLean, just wide. Puck whistles around the boards to Tommy Dion. Dion winds. His shot deflected. It bounces to DeRushy. DeRushy circles in behind the net now. Trying to feed it through. McGurk gets a piece of it, but it comes to Northrup. Northrup behind the net. 5 seconds left in the power play. Here's Northrup trying to go to DeRushy. DeRushy in the slot, but he has to take it in the corner. Penalty is up to Bascom. He's out of the net, or the other man that was serving for him, Merrill, and he goes to the bench. And Tommy Dion comes up with it, feeding it through. Here's DeRushy right in front. McQuaig, he's taken out of the play, and the puck dumped down the ice. And it's not going to go far enough for icing. After it is Peter McLean, has it poke checked away from him, and the puck comes free to Dion behind his own cage. He starts out. Headman pass to Northrup. Northrup can't control it. Comes back to Dion. Poked away from him. Carville, he can't quite come up. McLean made a good play to break it up. Now it's DeRushy. DeRushy the other way across the blue line. Drops from McQuaig. Back to DeRushy right in front. Shoot! Score!
Nice ball. How many times have we seen that this year with McQuaig and DeRushy just passing that puck back and forth? What, 2 or 3 times? And a real nice backhand up over the shoulder to the top of the net by DeRushy. It's got to be DeRushy from McQuaig anyway.
And probably Dion.
And probably Dion. It started out from Dion to his own end. Real nice scoring play. Be Dion to McQuaig and DeRushy getting the goal.
1-0 Massena.
Big goal there.
Big goal. 5:38 left to go in the second period. It's taken the Raiders a long time to get that first goal tonight, Reg. Romeo's line out there now against Chris Wells' line. 1-0 Massena on a Mark DeRushy goal on a beautiful shot on the backhand in on the right side. Off the face-off. I don't know if that puck touched the ice or it hit a stick. Now the puck controlled by Wells. He crosses the blue line, trying to feed it through, intercepted, and it goes into the corner. Now picked up again. They try to center it. A sprawling check, breaking it up. The puck bouncing side of the net again. They jam at it, and it's tied up in the back of the cage. And we'll have a face-off with 5:22 left to go in the second period. 1-0. Massena leading here in period number 2. I didn't catch that second assist, or if there was one.
I didn't either.
No, we'll check that out later. Wells will take the face-off. Now Arnie O'Reilly explaining something to Mark DeRushy. And DeRushy is going to go over and explain it to Billy Reed and Stan Moore.
16, Chilton.
Chilton got the assist. Okay.
Chilton got the assist.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Bill Sr. Back to the point. Furman trying to feed it in the corner. Puck stolen. Free go. Headman pass. And it goes off the stick of Hurlbut. Now the pass bouncing around. Romeo back to Hurlbut. Hurlbut breaking across. Here comes Hurlbut. Gets by one. Gets by two. The backhander. He fired it wide. Oh, good opportunity for the Raiders. Now the puck goes to Romeo in behind the net. Romeo trying to center it. It's intercepted. And back comes Wells. Wells takes it. Cross the blue line. Dumps it in the corner. But offsides will be called against Canton. 4:52 left to go second period. So that goal reads DeRushy, McQuaig, and Chilton.
Well, Chilton was on the ice with Dion, but I sort of remembered. I thought Dion started out of his own end, but maybe it was Chilton touched it before McQuaig got it.
Carville's line out there now off the faceoff, the Richards line. It's Northrup trying to go by McGurk. McGurk takes him out of the play. It's picked up by Leaf Hunt. Hunt dumps it. Back ahead it goes. Here comes Collins. Collins and Chilton go after it, and Chilton's going to be called for holding.
Yeah, Chilton goes off for probably holding.
Yeah, that's what it is, holding. And so Canton will go back on the power play. So Massena will have to try to kill off another penalty here. 1-0. Massena with the slimmest of leads here in the second period. Richards and Northrup stay out there. Dion and McLean. And it'll be Chris Wells centering the power play. Collins and Carville. Duskus, and let's see who that other defenseman is. That's Rhodey. Rhodey trying to feed it through. It's poke checked away. Good defensive play by Tommy Dion, and he dumps it down the ice. And in fact, that's right on Stu Mitchell, and he leaves it for Bill Duskus. Duskus for Wells. Wells starts out. Here comes Wells down the ice, right sideline, crosses the blue line. Wells trying to feed it in the corner. He gets it right back again. Wells now goes to Carville. Carville back to Wells. Wells drops it to Duskus at the point. Here's Duskus over to Rhodey. Rhodey winds. A shot through a screen goes way wide. Now the puck around the boards. Picked up by Northrup, and he finds the hole, dumps it. He's going to chase it down. Northrup and Wells racing for it. Northrup comes up with a too far pass, and it goes underneath him, and the face-off will come.
That's good hustle by Northrup. In fact, he really did have the breakaway, but the puck was ahead of him as he got up to the puck. He just couldn't handle the puck, and finally fell on the puck over in the corner, forcing the face-off.
Face-off will move, though, outside the
probably
zone.
Outside as Northrup fell on the puck, and he covered the puck himself, so that'll bring it outside the Canton blue line. Canton's on the power play.
46 seconds left in the man advantage for the Golden Bears. 3:54 left in the second period. 1-0 Massena. Off the draw, the puck comes deep in Canton territory. Duskus back there for it. Duskus. Looked like nobody was going to go after that one at first. Now Duskus moves it ahead. He's still got it. Poke checked away from him. Carville picks it up at the red line. Greg Carville steps by a check. Takes it across the blue line. Carville trying to drop it back to Wells. Wells back to Rhodey at the point. Rhodey in the corner for Wells. Wells and Dion jam for it. The puck comes free behind the net. Here's Greg Carville. Carville back right in front. Wells short side. They score! Chris Wells, 1-1. Carville will get the assist.
That'll be a power play goal for Canton as they control the puck pretty well. And Wells really come in pretty close. It was a sharp angle shot, but got by Greg Jeffrey of Massena. So game's all tied up as Canton scores on this power play.
1-1 tie hockey game. So Massena's 1-0 lead was fairly short-lived, about 2 minutes worth.
Just about 2 minutes is all.
Face-off will come, of course, at center ice. Bill McQuaig out there to take the draw. A 1-1 tie hockey game. 3:24 left in the second period. Off the face-off, controlled by Frigo. Frigo steps across the blue line, dumps it in. DeRushy trying to come up with it. It comes to Timmy Dowd. Dowd's out there playing the wing. Now Dowd feeds to an open wing, and it's cleared down the ice and back to the Massena blue line. Tommy Dion. Head man, Frigo. Frigo can't control it. Back in the zone. Tom Dion picks it up again. The layoff side's on Canton. Now Dion. He's going to shoot from the blue line. His shot right on, and Mitchell holds it. Dion followed his shot, so Mitchell says, let's hold on.
Mitchell held on that. It was a good hard slap shot, but it was right at Mitchell. He didn't even have to move on that one, and he elected just to hang on, forcing the face-off in the Canton zone.
2:58 left to play. We get the official on that Canton goal yet?
Yeah, it was Wells from Carville and Rhodey.
Rhodey picked up an assist too, okay. Now Massena, or I should say Canton, will make a line change here as Carville's line comes back out there. Carville out there with Hunt and Collins. The McQuaig line stays on for Massena. Off the face-off. The puck comes to McGurk. Off the boards. He feeds it through Carville. Carville to Hunt at the blue line and out to center ice. Dion with it. He dumps it ahead for Dowd. Dowd trying to feed. It goes across into the Canton zone. McQuaig throws a check, keeps the puck in there. The puck bounces to DeRushy at the blue line. We're going to have a penalty. As it's going to go against Massena, apparently. Yeah. A cross check against McQuaig.
McQuaig.
Cross-checking the call on Bill McQuaig, so Massena down a man again with 2:34 left to go here in the second period. 1-1 tie hockey game here at the arena. Let's see here. Northrup and Richards come across the boards. Dion and McLean will be back at the blue lines. Wells will take the face-off. Collins and Carville will be the two forwards. And Duskus and Furman will be back. Puck in the Canton zone. Furman with it for the Golden Bears. Leaves it for Wells. Wells has been their big scorer all year, and he's got the goal tonight. Now the puck goes to Carville. Carville steps by a check, trying to drop it through the middle. The puck comes free. Here's the backhander knocked down by Northrup. Now it's Collins with it. Collins drops it behind the net. Tommy Dion picks it up. Steps by a check. Steps by another check. Looks for the hole. Dumps it out to center ice. And Furman has it. Dropping it back to Duskus. 53 seconds left in the power play. Ahead to Collins. Collins feeds it in the Massena zone. Right there is McLean to dump it down the ice again. Furman with a puck. 40 seconds left in the power play. 1-1 tie hockey game. Headman pass. Intercepted Northrup. Northrup steps by a check. Steps by another check. It comes out to center ice. Peter McLean has it. Here's McLean banging it into the corner. Goes in behind the Canton net. 25 seconds left in the power play. Now Furman feeding it ahead. Out to center ice. Northrup. Back to the blue line. McLean with it. Steps by a check and dumps it down the ice. Again, 10 seconds left in the power play. Now DeRushy steps out on the ice because, of course, it's McQuaig who's in the box. Now DeRushy throws a check at the blue line. The puck comes free. Northrup picks it up, and he's going to cross back into the blue line. McQuaig's back, and McQuaig has the puck right in front. He shoots. Oh, nice save. Nice save. Here's DeRushy, and his shot's deflected. It comes to McQuaig again. McQuaig to Northrup. Northrup winds. His shot through. Oh, another nice save by Mitchell. And the puck comes free. Duskus taken out of the play. The puck sliding, and it's picked up by Wells. And it's a 3-on-2, but Tommy Dion breaks that one up. Now following is Collins across the blue line. We have a whistle.
Offside, let's see. There was something behind the play. George Diamond's way down in the corner.
It's going to be a Canton penalty, I think.
It's going to be a Canton penalty in that.
No, matching minors.
Oh, matching minors. Yeah. Okay, it's McQuaig and I think Duskus were a little mix-up there down on the boards with the... In fact, the play was at the opposite end of the ice, but George Dobbins was down there, and he said matching minors, so McQuaig going right back in the box.
38 seconds left in the period. We're tied at 1. Both teams with a goal here in the second period. Face-off will be in the Massena zone. Because that's where the puck was when the penalty was called. So that won't
really affect their matching minors.
Yeah.
So they're probably both for roughing, I would almost think.
Yeah. Holding on Duskus. Roughing on McQuaig. Holding and roughing.
Yeah.
Off the face-off. Puck in the corner. Dion with it. Dion's headman pass poked out to center ice. McGurk has it for Canton, and he feeds it back ahead. Picked up by Bascom. Bascom off the boards deep in the Massena zone again. Circles behind the net. Tommy Dion picks it up. 25 seconds. Dion's headman kept in by Bascom. Bascom trying to feed it through. Here's a shot taken. That goes wide. Picked up by Peter McLean. Over behind the net. Tommy Dion jumps over his stick, goes into the corner. Now it's Wells. Wells to Rohde. His shot hits the back of the net off the boards. Peter McLean picks it up. Here's McLean to DeRushy. Just 5 seconds left. DeRushy ahead to Buffy Richards. It goes by in, and Mitchell, as the buzzer sounds, plays it into the corner. So the second period ends with a tie as well. And both teams scoring once. For Massena, Northrup, and Richards. No, wait a minute. DeRushy and Richards. Dion and Frigo. 15 minutes of regulation hockey left. We're about set to start, and we're off. Frigo with the puck off the faceoff, crosses the red line, and he's going to take the shot, and that goes wide. whistling around the boards, and it's controlled by the the Golden Bears. Wells with it. He can't control it, and the offsides apparently was called. Yeah, that's what it was. So the faceoff will come outside the Massena zone. 38 seconds left in the matching minors here. 1-1 tie hockey game off the draw. It comes to Frigo. Frigo, headman for Durushi, too far. McGurk dumps it back into the Massena end, and that's going to go for icing as Jeffrey watched it all the way by.
That was close, though. It didn't miss the net by too much, but Jeffrey had his eye on it all the way. He let it go until Canton called for icing the faceoff back in the Canton end. Both teams skating for a side as two men in the penalty box. McQuaig for Massena, Duskus for Canton.
Richards will take the faceoff against Wells. Off the draw. The puck bouncing around in the circle comes back to Frigo. Frigo trying to center it through. Pass intercepted. Back comes Wells, and he's just going to dump it to the Massena blue line, where Tom Dion picks it up. Circles behind his own net. Trying to feed it ahead for Frigo. That's intercepted by Rohde. Now re-intercepted by Dion. Back to Rohde. Rohde trying to feed it through, and the puck comes free. They jam at it. Finally, Dion steps in there and picks it up. Headmans it to Durushi. Durushi crosses, steps by a check. Durushi, sharp angle shot, the save made. And holding on to it is Stu Mitchell. The matching minors are up, and we're back to 5-on-5 plus the goaltenders. 14:06 left in the third period. 1-1 tie hockey game. Greg Carville will be out with his line mates, the McQuaig line out there. Well, no, it's going to be McQuaig centering Dowd and Northrup. So actually it's Buffy Richards' line. Off the faceoff, Dowd. He fires it wide. Puck goes in behind the net. Northrup feeding in for McQuaig. McQuaig steps by a check now, moves it up along the boards. And what do we have, a penalty? I think there's going to be a penalty.
I believe we have a penalty.
As soon as Massena touches it.
Right.
They haven't touched it yet. Now Northrup does.
On
and
Massena.
McQuaig is going to get called for elbowing. And so Bill McQuaig right back in the penalty box.
That's the fourth penalty for McQuaig tonight.
We've never seen him get that many penalties.
That's surprising.
So Canton will go back on the power play here. Wells out there with Carville and Collins. And it's going to be Bascom and Duskus. Buffy Richards and Scott Northrup out to try to kill off the penalty. Thank you, sir. Mr. Patterson with his hot coffee. Now down the ice. Here comes Wells. His pass intercepted by Dion, who just dumps it back into the Canton zone. Duskus with it. A minute 14 and counting left in the Massena penalty. He leaves it for Wells. Wells starts out. Drop pass goes to Duskus. Duskus back to Wells. Wells off the skate, loses it. Peter McLean picks it up. McLean feeds it back down to center ice. It goes by Duskus, back to his own blue line. Duskus now bangs it ahead. Goes all the way up to Wells. Here comes Wells across the blue line. Wells trying to go in the corner. McLean trying to stop him. He stops. Here's Wells with it. Drops it back to Collins. Collins moving it along the sideboard. Leaves it for Wells. Here's Wells back to the point to Duskus. Duskus back to Wells. Wells moving it. He's still got it. Trying to center it behind the net. Now Collins with it. Circling around. Circles. Has it taken away from him. It comes behind for Carville. Here's Carville with it now. Carville in the face-off circle. Moving through. And we have a man in the crease, I think. Yep. And that'll move the face-off outside.
Well, Canton kept control of the puck, but they were just
around the perimeter.
Of the far perimeter, actually.
Yeah.
They were never near enough to even take a shot. They did control the puck, but as they did, the man was in the crease. So the face-off will be outside the Massena blue line. 22 seconds left in the penalty to Bill McQuaig.
Buffy Richards and Scott Northrup stay out there. Richards coming over to take the face-off now. 22 seconds left in the penalty. Puck is dropped off the face-off. Wells has it. Beats Carville right across the blue line. Carville moving it across the blue line. Carville drops it. Here's Bascom. His shot goes wide. Puck whistles all the way back to Duskus at the other point. Duskus waiting. Goes into the corner now. Meant for Collins. Collins and McLean jam at it. And the puck whistled dead. And we're down to 1 second left in the Canton power play. Face-off will be in the Massena zone.
Peter McLean just tied that puck up against the boards. I think he knew approximately what time was left on the penalty, so he tied it up, forcing the face-off. There's only 1 second. The penalty to Billy McQuaig. Then the teams will be all even.
Let's see who's coming off. Dion comes off. Richards and Northrup come off. So now, let's see here. Page and DeRushy are out there. DeRushy will take the face-off. Chilton will be out along with McLean. Wells still out there to take the face-off. Off the draw. Rhodey trying to get the shot off. Poke checked away from him by DeRushy. DeRushy kicks it ahead. Here comes DeRushy out to center ice. Feeding McQuaig. McQuaig crosses the blue line. Here's McQuaig in the corner. Centering pass. It goes by DeRushy. Back out to center ice. Now here comes Bascom trying to feed it across the lane. It's poke check and back out and in, and offsides will be called. 11:58 left to play. Period number 3, still tied at 1 apiece. McQuaig out there with Page and DeRushy now. Dion comes right back out on the ice with Frigo. Off the face-off. Wells still out there for Canton. Frigo has the puck. Starts to move it ahead. He hits Page, hits him in the back of the skate. McQuaig follows up, dumps it in, and it goes right in front. Picked up by Duskus. Duskus whistles it around the boards. Frigo keeps it in left point. Frigo trying to dump it through, intercepted, and back out to center ice. Canton's got a 2-on-1 break. Here comes Canton and in behind the net. Wells, he couldn't get the shot off. Frigo comes up with a puck, leaves it for Dion. Now the puck bouncing around. Wells trying to come up with it. He has it in the corner, centers it. The puck bounced back in the corner again, and Wells covers it up, and we'll have a face-off. They got to move that one outside, I would think.
I would think so. I'll tell you, it was a good, Tommy Dion played that well. As Wells went in that right-hand side, Tommy Dion had him tied up. Wells never did get the shot off, and then the puck went in the corner. Wells went down on the puck, so the face-off will be just outside the Massena blue line. It's all tied up, 1-1 on 2 goals scored in the second period. We got 11:22 to go in the game. Let's see, both teams will change lines. The Romeo line will be out there for Massena.
We mentioned before, Reg, the Romeo line's had a lot of opportunities, but they've been unable to really get the good shot on net. Off the face-off. The puck controlled by Chilton. Chilton headmans to David Romeo. Here comes Romeo. He kind of overskated it, comes back with it, and dumps it on the backhand deep in the Canton zone. Rhodey behind the net, starts out. Here's Rhodey trying to feed it ahead. Hurlbut intercepts, trying to dump it through to Romeo. Now Romeo shot. Oh, what a save! Mitchell made a dandy right there. David Romeo had a nice shot on that time.
You just said that third line had opportunities. There's another good opportunity on that third line, and Romeo took the good shot, but I'll tell you, it was a better save.
Oh, my goodness. Great save by Stu Mitchell. 11:02 left to play in the third period. 1-1 tie hockey game, all tied up here. After a period, Potsdam leading OFA 2-1 over at Sandstoner Arena, Pine Street Arena. Off the face-off, puck goes in behind the net. Rhodey with it. Puck in the Canton zone, feeds it around the boards. Chilton trying to pitch in, comes to David Romeo. His shot goes behind the net. Now Rhodey trying to feed it over to Furman. Taken away from him by Hart. Hart in behind the net, trying to come up with it. Hart still got it, centers it right in front, and nobody there. Romeo trying to take a whack at it. Now he feeds Hurlbut. Hurlbut right front, score! What a goal, Kenny Hurlbut!
Woo! There's the big goal. I tell you, that's where hard work pays off. Actually, Hart made the play of keeping it in the zone. It went in, it came back out. Romeo took the shot. It was a save. It came back out to Hurlbut, and he was in there all alone and took the shot and scored. I'll tell you, good effort on that third line. All three, Hart, Hurlbut, and Romeo really did great work, and they deserve that goal, I'll tell you. Massena goes ahead, 2-1.
Big goal for Kenny Hurlbut. It will be Hurlbut from Romeo and Hart, I would imagine. We'll wait on the official. Off the face-off, it's Richards' line. Puck goes in behind the net. Fed around the corner, Duskus with it. We'll see if that'll ignite Massena at all here tonight. Duskus, poke checked away, the puck up along the boards. And coming back for it is Collins. Collins for Canton. He and Richards jam at it. The puck just goes out to the blue line, and they tie it up right there. And we'll have a face-off just outside the Canton line. 10:13 left to play. Third period, 2-1 Massena.
The scoring went just as we said. It was Hurlbut from Hart and Romeo, and they all really had a piece of that action.
Big goal
for
Kenny Hurlbut.
That's probably got to be the biggest goal of the year right there for Kenny Hurlbut.
I would say. Buffy Richards against Greg Carvel. Off the faceoff. Carvel controls it. He starts down the ice. Carvel, Frigo takes him out of the play nicely, and they both go down trying to get up. Back comes Buffy Richards. Richards takes it across the blue line. Drop pass Northrup. Northrup trying to feed it in the corner. Richards again has it. Poke checked away by Duskus. Now the puck jammed out to the blue line and out to center ice. Here's Tommy Dion stepping by a couple of checks. Dion putting on the Jets. Takes it right front. Shot, save, the rebound. And another shot and another save by Stu Mitchell as Tommy Dion made a couple of dandy moves right there.
I think he made about 4 dandy moves. I say, good stick handling by Tommy Dion. He went in and took the backhander, but Stu Mitchell really had that side covered and made the save. But good effort by Tommy Dion. Massena leads by a score of 2-1, 9:43 to go in the game.
Bill McQuaid out there against the Chris Wells line. 2-1 Massena off the face. It comes to Chilton. Chilton gets a quick shot off just wide. The rebound. Milquaig, he is upended. Gets up again, trying to center it. The puck comes back to DeRushy. DeRushy has it taken away. Back come the Golden Bears. Rhodey feeding it ahead for Wells. Wells crosses the blue line, drops it off. Here's the shot. Jeffrey makes the save. Puck goes in behind the net. Robbie Chilton picks it up. Here comes Chilton starting to center ice. Slides it ahead for McQuaig. Now Page picks it up. Page across the blue line has it poke checked away by Rhodey. Puck goes in the corner. He and Page go together, and Rhodey comes away with the puck. Trying to center it. Goes back to the blue line, kept in front. Here's Page, the backhander, the shot. They jam at it, short side. The puck in front. It's underneath Wells. Well, it wasn't, but they blew the whistle. As Page ended up on top of a pile right in front of the net, and Massena with some good scoring opportunity.
Good opportunity right there with that first line with McQuaig, DeRushy, and Page. Page got that puck in on the right-hand side. Finally came out front. He took a little backhander. The save was made by Stu Mitchell, and then sort of a little mix-up. Actually, the puck was loose, but the referee blew the whistle.
Dave Romeo's line comes right back out here. Face off left side in the Canton zone, off the draw. Picked up by Hart. Hart trying to go across the crease. He can't get that shot off. The puck bouncing around, and it's picked up by Wells. Wells crosses the blue line. Puck bouncing around. It goes where? Tommy Dion heads it out to center ice again. Furman with it there. Furman off the boards. David Romeo steps in front of that pass, circles back the other way. Here's Romeo trying to bounce it ahead. It comes to Hurlbut. Hurlbut feeds through the legs, but doesn't quite get to Romeo. Wells comes back. He's sandwiched, and Frigo picks up the puck. Drops it. Here's the pass. It goes through to Hart. Hart tries to stick handle it. Short side shot. The save made. The puck bouncing around in front of the net. They jam at it, and it's behind the net, and it's controlled by Canton's Wells. Wells trying to feed it ahead. Back the other way come the Golden Bears. They try to get something going. Romeo intercepts again. Hart picks it up. He overskates. The puck comes straight at the blue line, picked up by Tommy Dion. Dion's head man goes to Hart, and he's going to just whack it in, stopped by Wells, as Massena will make a line change here. Wholesale as Buffy Richards' line comes out. Now it's McGurk. Head man goes to Bascom. Bascom trying to feed it. The puck goes to McGurk again. He just dumps it in the Massena zone. Takes a funny bounce, goes side of the net, and it's left by Jeffrey for McLean. McLean starts out the other way for Massena. Headman pass to Buffy Richards. Richards trying to feed Dowd on the left wing side. The puck goes by him. Stu Mitchell steers it in the corner. Now Richards with it in the skate. He is tied up. They jam, and we'll have a face-off in the Canton zone with 7:33 left to go. In period number 3, it's 2-1 Massena.
And a big goal by Kenny Herbert with assist going to Hart and Romeo. The biggest, I think, goal of that for that line right now. The Buffy Richards line is out there. The face-off is in the Canton end to the right of goalie Stu Mitchell.
Greg Carvel's line comes out now for Canton. That Wells line had been out there for a long time. Off the face-off. The puck dumped by McGurk. Comes all the way back in the Massena zone. Not far enough for icing. I don't know why, but it wasn't. McLean has it. Somebody must have touched it on the way through. McLean kicks it over to Chilton. Chilton headmans to Dowd. Massena breaks out. Buffy Richards goes off his stick. Mitchell way out of the net. He steers it back to center ice. Now the puck sliding through to Greg Carvel. Here comes Carvel breaking down the ice. Carvel short side shot. The save made, and it's covered up by Greg Jeffrey.
That shot by Carvel, Peter McLean had kept him pretty wide. He took the shot, but he was in pretty deep, and Greg Jeffrey had that corner covered, and he pounced on the puck, forcing the face-off in the Massena end. Let's see, Stan Moore sends the McQuaig line out there again.
And Carvel's line stays out for Canton. Face off left side of Greg Jeffrey off the draw. The puck bounces behind the net to Frigo. Frigo, being forechecked, gets it over to Tommy Dion. Dion, the headman pass to Page, taken away by Rohde, dumped in behind the net. Carvel trying to center it. It's tied up in the back of the mesh and will face it off again. Little trouble for the Raiders breaking out this time.
Little trouble coming out of their own end with 6:52 to go in the third period. Massena leading by a score of 2-1. Face-off will be back in the Massena zone.
Carvel out there with Hunt and Collins. And Bill McQuaig will take the face-off again. Off the draw. McQuaig feeds it to Tommy Dion behind the net. Dion whistling it around the boards. Furman steps in there, keeps it in, trying to center it right on. The save made Jeffrey. Oh, it went through, but he gathered it in.
Oh, but that close as the puck really bounced somehow almost right in behind Jeffries with a Canton man on the doorstep. But Jeffrey quickly looked down and covered the puck, forcing the face-off again in the Massena zone.
That one was about as close can be. McQuaig will draw again against Carvel. Everybody moving around here. Now they're set off the face-off. It comes to Frigo. Frigo trying to feed it along the boards. It goes to DeRushy. DeRushy's headman for McQuaig, or for Page rather, a little bit too far. Now McQuaig picks it up. Over to DeRushy across the blue line. DeRushy stops, bounces through to McQuaig. McQuaig to Page. They score! What a goal by Bobby Page! Oh, boy!
That's that first line again. I'll tell you, it was super. It was the play was actually started by DeRushy. DeRushy made a nice pass over to McQuaig. McQuaig made a better pass over to Bobby Page, who was camped right on the doorstep. He took a little backhander up in the corner. Really a super play.
That was a pretty goal.
That was a pretty goal. Really, when Massena goes ahead 3-1, there's a big goal for Massena. They got a little bit 2-goal edge here now. Again, Massena's starting to come alive here.
Big goal for Clubber. 3-1 Potsdam, okay. So they're in the second. Here comes Canton's Wells. He's taken out of the play. The puck comes free in behind the net. Hart clears it around the boards. Peter McLean with it. McLean steps by a check. McLean, he's still got the puck. Crosses the blue line. McLean, he's going in by himself. He shoots. Score! Peter McLean! And it was funny. Nobody picked him up.
He just kept going and going. I think he expected somebody to pick him up. Gary, nobody picked him up, so he decided, hey, I'm going in all alone. He went in all alone. Again, he caught the upper left-hand corner on that shot. Massena goes ahead by a score of 4-1. Now Massena really opening it up here with a 3-goal lead with only 6:07 to go in the third period.
Peter McLean. I think that'll probably be unassisted. Not under-assisted, unassisted. Here's Romeo. He's just going to dump it. The puck goes in the corner, Canton end. 6 minutes left to play. Hard check thrown there behind the net. And the puck whistles around the boards. Another check thrown by Chilton. Rohde comes up with it. Chilton almost has it. It comes back to Hart. His shot. Oh, that's just wide. Puck whistles around to Peter McLean at the point. McLean trying to dump it to an open wing. Comes through to Hurl, but to Romeo. Romeo all by himself. Oh, and we have a whistle. A man in the crease. So Romeo's shot, even had he gotten it off, would not have counted.
That
Jeffrey got an assist.
Jeffrey got an assist on that as Jeffrey had passed the puck up to McLean. McLean took it so-called from end to end. Like I say, nobody picked him up. I think he expected to pass off, but nobody picked him up, so he just kept going. So that'll be Peter McLean from Greg Jeffries.
In the zone it goes. Buffy Richards' line feeds it to Dowd in the corner. Dowd is covered by Rohde. The puck comes free. Collins wants to tie it up, and I guess the best way to tie it up is fall on top of it, and that's what he did. And we'll have a face-off in the Canton zone. 4-1, Massena leading here with 5:28 left to play. In regulation time, Buffy Richards' line out there, off the face. The puck comes in behind the net. Furman and Richards go after. Richards trying to kick it. Furman taken out of the play, and the puck comes free. And Greg Carvel. Headman pass intercepted by Dion. Dion loses it in turn, and back across is Hunt. Hunt has it poke checked away. The bouncing puck knocked down to the blue line. Somebody controlled it with a hand, I think.
Right, it was knocked down with a hand, and it was called for a hand pass. So the face-off will be just outside the Massena blue line. Massena leads 4-1 with 5:09 to go in the third period. Massena is sort of erupting here for 3 goals in this third period. It was all tied 1-1 going into the third period.
Billy McQuaig will be out to take the face-off against Greg Carville. Carville's line been out there for a long time off the draw. Bobby Page dumps it into the corner. DeRushy's going to try to chase it down. And Stu Mitchell just got railed by DeRushy, but he was in legal territory. The puck bounces to center ice. Here comes Carville. There's the penalty.
Yep.
Okay, it's going to go against DeRushy.
To DeRushy. Cross-check, probably. As DeRushy did hit the goalie, Stu Mitchell, but I'll tell you, if he had wanted to reef him, he really could. He didn't really hit him that hard, but referee says, hey, you're in there, I think, for cross-checking, so another penalty for Massena.
So now Canton will be on the power play again, so I'm sure we'll see Mr. Wells out there. Yeah, that's who it is, along with Collins and Carville, Bascom and Duskus. Duskus always plays 1 point, and they alternate between Bascom, usually, and Furman on the other point on that power play. 4:50 left to play in the third period. Checking the goaltender.
Body checking the goaltender, right?
I thought you could if he was out of his slot. Yeah. Off the faceoff, the puck bouncing around. They jam at it. Wells has it, centering to Carville. Poke checked away. Back to the blue line. Kept in by Bascom. His shot knocked down by Dion on the leg. Dion, and he is he is hooked rather, and Dion still has it, and Massena is on the delay now. Here's Page's shot. He fired it wide, and the puck comes back to Richards. Now Canton touches it, and that will even things up as Dion got a stick up in his face. And I'll tell you, that's when you thank goodness for those face masks.
Collins will go off on a high stick call, so that'll nullify the power play that they had.
4:27 left in the third period. We'll be skating 4-on-4 plus the goaltenders. Massena leading it 4-1. Been a tough game though, Reg.
It certainly has.
If this ends up 4-1, that's going to be a very misleading score.
It certainly is.
Frigo will be out with Dion, Richards, and Northrup. And Wells for Canton. And we'll pick up. Here's Dion. Wise a shot to oh, that hit somebody in the leg. That had to hurt. I don't know who. But now here comes Wells. Wells down the ice. Frigo. Poke checks it away. Nice play. And it comes to Tommy Dion. Dion tied up behind the net. Richards picks up the puck and starts back. About 4 minutes left to play here. In the third period, we have an injured player on the ice.
Canton man is hurt. I'm not sure really what happened. It was sort of behind the play.
That's Carville, I think.
I think it's Craig Carville is on the ice, and the Richards had moved out of the zone, and Carville's back up. Not really hurt. He's hollering at somebody, but no penalty was called on that. No, that was Wells.
Yeah, it wasn't.
17 was Wells. 7 is Carville. So Wells gesturing and saying he probably took a flying stick. I don't know. I didn't see anything down there, but no penalty was called.
Again, it happened behind the play.
Right.
So 4:05 left to play in the third period. Carville will take the face-off. Now Mark DeRushy calling Arnie O'Reilly over. He wants to know something. They're probably questioning the location of the face-off or something like that, Reg.
Skating foreside.
Off the face, it comes to Rhodey. Rhodey feeding Billy Duskus. Duskus trying to feed it through the middle. Picked up there by Northrup. Northrup gets a piece of it and takes it across the blue line. Canton zone. He is railed by Rhodey. The puck comes free. Goes back to Dion at the point. Dion trying to feed it through to Richards. Goes off a leg into the corner. Now Rhodey with it. Back to the blue line to Carville. Carville trying to move it out to center ice. Crosses. Here comes Greg Carville. Carville has it poke checked away. Here's a shot from center ice. Save made by Greg Jeffrey. Tommy Dion. Long head man pass goes to Northrup. Northrup can't quite control it. Dump back in the Massena zone. In behind the net. It goes to Frigo. Frigo. And Carville jam for it. Frigo comes away with it and starts out. Here's Frigo. Head man pass meant for Northrup. That's going to go right on it. Mitchell will have to make the save and cover up. Otherwise, that would have been icing, but it went right on. And we are down to 3:12 left in the third period. The Massena penalty is up to DeRushy. 15 seconds left in the Canton penalty. Massena leading it 4-1.
So Massena will be on the power play for only 15 seconds. The face-off is in the Canton end. Let's see who. Stan Moore will send out McQuaig line out there. I need one more player out there. Mark Director comes out.
Took a flying leap off the boards. McQuaig out there along with Dowd and DeRushy. Off the faceoff, puck goes into McGurk behind the net, clears it back to the blue line. Chilton to McQuaig in front. McGurk steps in as McQuaig checked out of the play. Here comes Canton back the other way. Wells trying to go by. He gets it right in front, and where's the puck? It was knocked off his stick. Chilton has it. Thought he still had the puck. Chilton has it, poke check. McLean picks it up behind the net. Here's McLean having trouble controlling. The puck comes free. McQuaig takes a whack at it, gets it to DeRushy. DeRushy can't clear the zone. Now he does. McQuaig picks it up. Here's McQuaig, 1-on-2. He skates right by. McQuaig shoots and scores. He made, oh my goodness.
He made the save.
I can't believe that.
I think it went through his pads
and he sat on it.
Right.
I thought that was a goal.
So did I. I saw it go through his pads, and I thought it went in. The light did not come on, however. As it went through the pads, he just sat on it. I'll tell you, McQuaig, but that was a good rush by Billy McQuaig. It was a 1-on-2. He beat both defensemen, went in, got the shot off, but a good save by Stu Mitchell.
You call that a seat save?
I think so.
No, it did. It went right through his legs, and he sat on it before it went across.
That's the kind of save that Paul Patterson could make, couldn't he? I'm sure.
Paul could make a save from center ice. All he have to do is fall down. Now, off the faceoff, puck in behind the net. 2.5 left to play third period. Comes to Dion. He takes a whack at it, and it goes wide. They jam at it in the corner. Here is Hart. Hart centering it right in front. Hurlbut is upended, and the puck comes free. Hart takes a whack at it. Bouncing shot is gloved, and Mitchell trying to leave it behind the net. It comes back to Dion at the point. Dion feeding Frigo. Frigo keeps it in somehow, gets the shot off. Puck goes into the corner. Hart after it, looking to tie it up. Rhodey comes up with it, though, along the puck boards all the way back to Dion at the point. He winds a shot right on. Mitchell makes the save. Here's Romeo with it. Romeo's going to skate right in front. He shoots. Oh, a save. He gets the rebound. Can't get the shot off. Poor David. Poor Dave, he's been snake bit a couple of times here. And the puck tied up in the corner. We're down to 1:45 left in the third period. We'll have a face-off in the Canton zone. Massena leading it 4-1.
I'll tell you, for that whole shift, though, when that third line was out there, the Romeo line, they kept the puck in the Canton zone.
They played well the whole game.
They really have played well.
Buffy Richards' line coming out now. Greg Carville's line out for Canton. Face-off right side is Stu Mitchell in the Golden Bear zone. 1:45 left and counting. 4-1, Massena leads. Puck up along the boards. Buffy Richards is going to keep it in for a moment. They jam at it. Richards has it. Here comes Richards in on the right side, trying to get it in front. He's taken out of the play. Northrup comes up with a puck, trying to sweep it back to the blue line. It's intercepted, and here come the Golden Bears. Rhodey feeding Carville. Carville to Collins. Collins lost his stick. Bobby Page and Collins go into the boards. They try to tie it up and do. What happened was Page threw a check and knocked the stick right out of Collins' hands.
That's right. I think he got more stick than he did body on that, but the puck went into the boards, and Page went in, finally tied it up. 1:17 to go in the game. Massena by a score of 4-1 with 3 big goals in this third period. It was all tied 1-1 going into the third period.
Tell you, the goal that stands up pretty big right now is Kenny Hurlbut's goal.
Well, that was really the goal that put him ahead, and that ignited Massena after that goal.
So then after that, Bob Page on a beautiful feed from Bill McQuaig and Mark DeRushy. Then Peter McLean.
Oh, yeah.
End-to-end rush.
End rush by a defenseman. I like to see those once in a while.
Bobby Orr style.
You're right.
Off the face-off, McQuaig feeds DeRushy. DeRushy ahead to Hurlbut, who's playing the wing this time, but it's poke check back into the Massena zone. About 1:07 left to play. Puck comes to Dion behind the net. Dion, long head man pass. Hurlbut, oh, right on the stick of DeRushy. Here comes DeRushy. Poke checked away. McGurk made a good play that time. McQuaig has it in behind the net. Here comes Billy. Moves it around. Drops it to the point. Chilton's quick shot, deflected, and that was just wide. And hold it. Hurlbut's in the crease.
I think we got a penalty, though. I think
high stick?
Yeah,
he was high-sticked.
I think let's see, that was on Glasgow. I think Glasgow sort of took Hurlbut down, and
now wait a minute here.
Well, let's see. He called a penalty, but I'm not sure.
That's not on Hurlbut. He's not coming over.
No, it's not
It's
Hurlbut.
on the goalie.
It could be on the goalie. Yeah. All right.
That's who it is. So they're going to have to send somebody to serve. But with 43 seconds left and a 4-1 Massena lead, again, 4-1 sounds like a pretty easy game, but that's misleading. Massena had to really work for this victory here tonight. I think Bascom's going to come over and serve the penalty. Mitchell getting called for high sticking, I think. Yeah. So Billy Bascom will serve the penalty off the faceoff. McLean, I guess he did keep it in. Feeds it into the corner. McQuaig after it there. In behind the net. He's looking back to the point. Goes to Dion. Dion winds. His shot deflected right on. Mitchell covers it.
Good job from the point. I'll tell you one thing with Tommy Dion. He's almost always on net.
That's right.
You don't see
and
that,
on the ice.
And on the ice. You don't see that puck going 4 feet over the net. They're 8 feet wide. It was right on the net. Of course, Stu Mitchell wisely had come out, cut down the angle, made the save, forcing the faceoff. Massena right on the power play. 33 seconds to go, leading 4-1.
McQuaig will take the draw left side of Stu Mitchell in the Golden Bear end. 1340 WMSA, Massena, New York. Off the faceoff, the puck kept in by Dion nicely. Goes over to McLean on the other side. Peter's got the puck now. Moves it off the boards. And it goes up into the crowd off a stick. And we're down to 21 seconds. Now we're just kind of playing out the string here.
Just playing out the string as Massena has got that 4-1 lead. So looks like Massena will be playing Saturday morning up in Appleton. For a while,
it was in doubt.
I was wondering for a while, Jerry.
It was in doubt for a while. Off the draw, the puck comes to McQuaig. It's taken away from him. Dumped back to the blue line. Went off a Canton man. 14 seconds left. A puck bouncing to Dion. He feeds it through in behind the net to DeRushy. Right in front, they shot. Oh, what a save by Mitchell. And he denied McQuaig again. Back to McLean. His shot deflected just wide. And that'll take care of it right there. As Massena wins it 4-1 to advance to the championship game on Saturday morning at 10:30 at Appleton Arena in Canton. And the last score we had from Potsdam was in the second period. The Sandstoners were leading 3-1 over the Blue Devils. So if that stands up, it'll be a Massena-Potsdam final.
I'm not surprised. I would have picked Potsdam, I think, to beat OFA. I think really Potsdam's a stronger team. And
here's the score. Yeah, 3-1. So that's how it went. So Massena coming up with 3 big goals. Here are the official saves if you want them. The 3 big goals here in the third period to kind of win it going away. But let's see, that first goal, the Hurlbut goal, did not come until, what, about the 4.5 minute mark?
4.5 minutes.
4:29.
Yeah. 4.5 minute mark. I'll tell you.